Okay, fourth grade, so I have this division problem, 63 divided by 3. So first what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video, get out a piece of paper or whiteboard, and I want you to try and solve this using any strategy you can. Any strategy you can. Go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, hopefully you have tried to solve this on your own and you got creative and you used your math brain to come up with a strategy to solve it. Today I'm going to start teaching you how we can solve division problems with big numbers when we can't use our facts and we can't use the powers of 10 to help us. So first off, I went ahead and when I saw this problem, I decided to get 63 out. So we have a total of 63. So here's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And here is 3 blocks. Now I need to divide that by 3. So I grabbed some cards and I put them here on my desk. And I said, okay, I need to divide these 63 blocks evenly to these 3 cards. So first I started with the 10s and I gave each one a 10. Okay. Now, I will say, I actually didn't put them one by one. I knew immediately that each of these 3 would get 2 because I have 6 10s. What is 6 divided by 3? That's 2. Okay. Then I had these 3 1s left. Well, what's 3 divided by 3? That's just 1. So I found out using my blocks that the answer to this problem was 10, 20, 21. 63 divided by 3 is equal to 21. Now, I kind of paused myself and I started thinking about what I actually did in my head, what math I was doing. So I wrote down the number 63. And I kind of put like a box around them. And I thought about how can I divide 63 by 3? Well, first I divided my 10s, right? I took these 10 blocks and I said, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So each paper got 2 10s. So did I have any 10s left? No, I didn't, because 3 times 2, so 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, times the 2 10s that I put in there. That was 6 10s given away. So I didn't have any 10s left once I divided those 10s. So then I thought about this number right here. I gave each card 1 little block. So since I gave 1 block to each of these 3 cards, 1 times 3, I gave away 3 blocks and I had 0 blocks left to give away. So I did not have any remainders. All 3 of my cards got the same amount of blocks. And I know that those blocks, they each got 21. So I had 2 10s. Each card had 2 10s and 1 1. So I started thinking, can I use a strategy like this to solve some division problems with a lot bigger numbers? Well, let's give it a shot. So I wanted to try this problem, 936 divided by 3. I got out my 900s blocks, and I'm thinking, how do I divide these 9 by 3? How many blocks would each go on each card? So 9 divided by 3 is 3. You would get 3, 3, 3. Okay, so far I'm dividing evenly. I have no more hundreds left to divide. So let's divide the 30. I have 3 tens. Well, what is 3 divided by 3? Easy. 1. Each would get 1 10. Now I have 6 cubes left that I have to divide by 3. So what's 6 divided by 3? That would be 2. So what's my answer to this problem? There's a total of 936 divided into 3. So in each one you get 100, 200, 300, 310, 311, 312. Now putting the blocks away, let's see if I can write this out and get the same answer. I'm going to take my 936 and I'm going to kind of take turns dividing each of my places by 3. So 9 divided by 3, well, I know that I would get 3. That's my answer. So 900s divided into 3 groups would be 300. Notice how that 3 is above my 9, showing me it's in my hundreds place. So when I did that, I did 3 times 3, right? That's 9. So I had 3 cards. I put 300s in each, so I had no hundreds left over. Now right here, I had to divide my 3 tens by 3. So I could give each card 1 10. When I gave each of the 3 cards 1 10, I gave away 3 tens. So I had no tens left. What about this one? I had 6 cards, or excuse me, 6 ones, and I divided it into 3 cards, so each card got 2 ones. I gave away 6 ones. I had none left. Again, I had no remainder, and my answer was 312. Okay, I have a new problem. 542 divided by 3. So here's my 3 cards. I'm going to start with my 500, and I'm going to divide it by 3. So, 5 divided by 3? Well, you could all get 1. I have 200 left over. I can't, break these apart. It's not going to be equal. What do you think I should do? I'm kind of thinking about breaking these up. I can't physically break this, but what if I traded these for some tens? So this is the same thing as 10 tens, and this is 10 tens. So this is 20 tens, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's 10 tens. I'm going to trade that for one of my hundreds. I'm going to put that 100 away. Now, remember, we had 200s left over, so I'm going to also trade this one for 10 tens. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I have 10 tens 2 times, so how many tens are in my hand? 20. I know 20 tens is the same thing as 200. That's what I just traded. But are these all the tens that I have? No. I also have these 4 tens that were already in the number, right? These tens came from here. I had 300 plus 200 is 500. Here's that 200. Now I have 4 other tens. So let me grab my 4 tens that I already had. So now I have 24 tens. I need to divide these into 3 groups. So what's 24 divided by 3? Well, I know 3 times 8 is 24, so I'm going to put 8 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now each group is equal. We have 100, 8 tens, so that's 180. But I also have these 2 to divide. Ugh. Well, I can't really divide them equally, so what do? let's wait a second and I will explain to you. Hopefully you remember that these are our remainders. Was anyone screaming remainders? I hope you were. We weren't able to divide this equally into 3 groups, so we had 2 left over, so that's our remainder. Now, this isn't a word problem, so we don't add the remainder, we don't drop the remainder, we'd actually divide the remainder, but we're going to talk more about that next week. So before we move on from this problem, let's look at the math that we just did. I'm going to write out 542, and I'm going to separate my places, and I'm going to divide it by 3. So we had 500s, and we had to divide them into 3. We know that each card, each of these 3, could get 100. So if I put 100, notice how I'm multiplying here. If I put 100 into each of these 3 cards, 1 times 3 is 3. So we still have 2 hundreds left over. So what did we do with that 2? We traded it for 10s. So I'm going to move that 2 right up here because we didn't divide the 200, we traded it for 20 10s, so we had 24 10s. What was 24 divided by 3? You're right. That was 8. So each yellow card got 8 10s. So how many 10s did we give away? 8 10s in each of these 3 groups. 8 times 3, we gave away 24 10s. So now we have no 10s left over. And I'm actually going to cross that out too, just so I remember that I moved it. There's 0 left here now. Now looking at this 2, we couldn't divide this 2, right? So we couldn't divide that 2. So 0 times 3, we didn't give anything away here. So we were left with 2. So our answer is 180 with the remainder of 2. Now for now, if you want to write R2, that's fine. We are going to talk about what to do with that 2 in a problem like this later on in the unit. But for now, R2 is fine. So do you see how when we couldn't divide this place equally, we could do some trading, and we could trade hundreds for 10s, and then we could divide those equally. That is a strategy that I want you to start working on and trying in your math today. If you would like to find some base 10 blocks in an app or at school to help you get started, please do that. And as we go on next week, we're going to be using this strategy for a lot bigger numbers, and we're going to slowly show you what the actual standard algorithm looks like. It's basically the same thing as this, it just looks a little bit different. We're going to look at both of those next week. So hopefully you are eager and excited to try the strategy out and see how it works for you. Good luck!